Hey everyone, it's Brett. It's been a while, but I hope you guys don't mind. We're going to do just a review of a game I played a little while ago. It's a shorter game, 10 minutes, with some Byoyomi. Um, I don't think it's really worth me doing those games like live because I just don't have enough time to talk and play at the same time. I suppose if I were a whole lot better, I could do that, but um, it's just not really, I think, very entertaining or useful for either of us. So, um, anyway, I thought I'd do this review, and I was just looking at one of Andrew Jackson's older videos where he talks about, specific things you can look at when reviewing your own games. So I'm going to try and focus on a couple for this review. So first, I'm going to think about the Joseki choice in the beginning of the game that I make. Um, Second, I'm going to try and pay attention to when I take Gote and just see if I really needed to take Gote or if I could have played somewhere else. Um, and third, I'm going to try and look at whenever I just make a connection, whether there was a better or, different way to connect. So with those things in mind, hopefully I managed to talk about all of them. Let's get started. And I'm playing white in this game. So black takes 2 stars. I just take them. Obviously, you can play a whole bunch of different moves there. And he approaches on the inside. Um, and I just back off and he plays here. So I'll show you the game just because I think it's interesting. So he approaches all the way over here, and I pincer and he counter pincers, which I don't actually think is. Maybe he needs to do it because of this group at the top, but yeah, I don't know if I handle this the best. So I attach, and then he goes underneath just to make the connection, and then I take the corner. So I don't know. I wasn't thrilled with this in the game. It let me extend to here, but this Panuki seems like really big. I mean, I guess I make a pretty big position if he plays like this, but it's still invadable for sure. So anyway, what were the other options in the upper right? Instead of taking the corner, I could play either um, A or B, or probably any of these pincers around here are possible too. So I'll go over a couple quick variations that could happen here. Um, if I attach, this is the move that white should play, I think. Well, he can play either here or here. Um, let's just do this one. Cross cut. Um, Black usually I think plays this. Atari, no. What is this line? Oh, I guess I've completely forgotten this Joseki. Well, I'll look it up real quick so that way I don't tell you guys something completely wrong. Um, let's see what the line is. Okay, make sure I get this right. It's gonna go there, cross cut, Atari, extend, extend, there, out, out, there. Right, and then white gets this move down here, and black gets to play a ladder breaker, something like that. So black ends up being really thick on the outside, white gets this big corner and the ladder breaker over here. So that was one option. I think that's okay. And the good news too is I guess white gets Sente, so that might have been a good choice. Of course, black doesn't have to play that one. He could play on top. Let's make sure I don't get this Joseki wrong for you guys, since clearly I'm out of practice. I think there are just a lot of variations here. Something like that. So it would go extend, extend. What was the next move for black? I think white can, I think it goes like this, and then jump maybe. And black can play something like that. Anyway, so this is an option too for black, just to take the outside, and white can live on the side. So those are two other options. I think I like either of those more than what happened in the game for me, where black gets the big right side and I get this influence that isn't very good. And then this is one more. This one I think I do remember. Yeah, black attaches. Cut. Maybe I don't remember it. Jeez. Let me look this one up too. I clearly need more coffee, guys. I'm struggling today. 2. Take the corner. Attach. Oh, yeah, of course. That's why this looks so weird. Start here, then the cut. And then it looks like that. So white gets the white gets a pretty thick outside. That stone's caught in a ladder. And in this case, black gets the ladder breaker over here, which I think white takes this move. Is that what works? Yeah, anyway. So that's another option, but I don't think that one's as good for white, because you see that black gets this, white gets to play this ladder breaker, and then black can take this top, and really this influence isn't very good. So in this case, I think the Joseki that I would want to play in retrospect would be this A. I think either of those outcomes were better. I'm sorry, guys, that was pretty muddled. Maybe I'll next time try and look through the Joseki beforehand. But in any case, let's get back to the game and see what's going on. Yeah, I suppose we have some other options here too. Maybe it's not too late to come back and try some of these moves around here, around this area, or maybe even just like a farther pincer. I'm not going to go into those, I think, right now. Maybe just those two Joseki is enough, because this whole situation could have just been avoided. Of course, also, I think this is just an option too, is just to answer, but it seems I didn't really like the idea of him just getting to play something like that. Maybe it's okay because there's still invasions on either side of this. You know, I mean, here or here. So maybe this is okay. And white gets Sente to do something. So, you know, take this approach over here or something like that. But in any case, so I pincered. Maybe he needs to play this move, but I'm not sure. What are the other options? I mean, this, I guess, stops him from connecting and we just get into a crazy fight. But I think, honestly, I think this fight is just going to be better for black. Even though this one stone is really weak, he can just go into the corner still. Maybe it's okay, though, because there's this invasion here if these stones get strong. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. This looks pretty strange. Oops, not there. Just something like this. And then black plays elsewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that really. Maybe black comes back and fixes this, and then we're in for a game. Yes, I'm not sure. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about how to handle this, you know, the move he plays here. What you guys think the best response is. Because just letting him connect, I don't know, that was pretty painful. But then again, I got a pretty big corner and this extension. So maybe it's okay. Maybe it's better just to be even more aggressive though and come all the way to here. If he pincers, that's all right. We're going to get a big corner, and we've already got this corner. So maybe this is a little too passive. All right, so what happens from here in the rest of the game? So I guess the other problem with this is it's Gote, right? So we could imagine trying to get Sente from some of the other ones. Maybe even we could be really ambitious and play something like this, but that seems pretty invadable, so I don't like it. In the game, he just takes this, which I think is fine for him, really. I think actually what I would play if I were him was maybe come up for this one and put some pressure on this group in the upper right corner, but that's all right. Yeah, so then I take this approach, he backs off high, and I just make this. I didn't want to go all the way to here because I didn't want to leave this invasion open for him where he can just play this, and I can't play this wedge, right, because this wedge doesn't work for me in the situation he goes up. This ladder's working for him, and so you guys can see this ladder is good for black, and then so is, if I go the other way, this ladder is good for black, right? And I don't think there's a really good ladder breaker to use that's worth doing. And so it's a big problem. I mean, really, even black can play this first and then this, and that's pretty, like, that white group is really weak. So, you know, something like that is going to be a really good result for black. So I'd have to play, if he invades, you know, you have to just play this block, and it ends up looking like this usually. So that's a pretty big profit for black. And I think even though this stone is high, it still is impossible to invade the corner. So anyway, so yeah, I played closer there, and he jumps. So he's trying, you can see, build this left side. So it's starting to get pretty big, and I think it's about time for me to jump in there. But I defended here first. So this is, yeah. Like, let's say he didn't answer that, and he just comes back and plays like this extension. I don't know that there's really all that much I could do to punish this. I mean, maybe I could threaten to like take this stone or something, but I mean, I don't know. That looks pretty weird. So yeah, I think this was a mistake because he answered luckily, but that's like such a huge move. And if I don't play, I mean, let's just say I do this and he takes Sente somehow, he plays this, and just leaves it. Maybe this, and then comes back and cuts here. I'm wondering, maybe that's just his privilege. I broke this side. I mean, you can see, let's look at the difference. Where is it? Yeah, I mean, this left side has got to be bigger than this area up here, even if he takes that stone. I mean, I guess I'm losing a lot of points, but I gained something here. So, yeah, I think this wasn't the best way in the game to answer. I think it was better just to come back directly. So again, for him here, I was lucky he took Gote and let me invade here. Now, what I was expecting was this sequence. Oops, not that sequence, sorry. This sequence. Or maybe here. I think I can go 3 spaces though. 3 spaces, and then maybe he comes closer and we just build a nice shape like that. But he plays this other version. I jump away, he comes closer, and I play. I think this is a mistake. I think I need to play this first. It might even be important to exchange this before. And actually, he makes a mistake here because he goes down, which looks reasonable, right? But it actually leaves a lot of Aji here, which I take advantage of later in the game. I don't think I do it the best way. It's a sequence I need to look up again. But you're actually just supposed to link. It still leaves this endgame for either person, but it creates a lot less Aji. Or maybe it's this one he's supposed to answer. I forget, but either way, you're not supposed to go down because it just leaves a lot of problems for you later in the game. So I jumped, he jumped with me. I was worried about something like this, you know, really taking away a lot of the eye shape, but I guess I'm out in the middle. But in black's area still for sure. So I think the jump might not have been the best move. Or for him to jump with me, I think was not the best move. So yeah, we come back to clamp and then he goes down. I play that exchange. And now this group I think is safe enough. And invade the corner, which I think was pretty big. And then he invades here, which I think is also pretty big. Now, I don't know about what the best place to invade might have been. It might have been better for him just to like invade closer to this stone, you know, because now if I try and do something, I think he can just basically move out no problem and break this area. And if I, you know, try and block it, then these stones are pretty heavy once this jumps out. Or even now comes back and takes like this one space jump. But I think it's pretty risky for him. So I'm not sure that he chose the best place. And I don't think this sequence of him just pushing here was very good. I wondered, you know, I would have been pretty tempted, I think, to play. I don't know, that makes it all pretty heavy. And now this white group is super strong. So maybe that's not the best. So he just answered. I pushed again. Yeah, I don't know. I still would have been, now I would have been pretty tempted to try something like this, but maybe it's just too much for black to fight. Yeah, so now we go in here, and I think this is strong enough to try and take advantage of this. He blocked, and I just moved out. Now this, I feel like there had to be a better way, but it does really reduce. I mean, I wonder. No, I mean, that's just going to be dead. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think really to make this pay, you need to have a stone here, but making this move seems too close, so I'm not sure. This might be a sequence worth looking up in some pro games to see what's going on. Oh, let's get back to the game. Yeah, so he took Gote there. Now I am worried about this, though. I think he probably should have cut and tried to fight with these 3 stones, because I'm not sure how to really fight this. I mean, he's going to be able to surround. I guess I'm going to have to fight with these 2 stones, but it looks pretty tough. You know, I mean, something like this. Right, he can just cut. I can't connect either way. I mean, maybe we can fight, but looks like a tough fight for white. So anyway, I think that was too much Aji leap behind there. So maybe now I should come back and just fix one of these somehow. Maybe this is okay, but I'm not sure. So that would be a taking Gote though. And here I took Gote, so I think maybe, yeah, I don't like this move, right? Because now he doesn't, I don't think he needed to answer this. It's Sente, I suppose. But I think he just made a lot of exchanges that he didn't need to and gave me some points. So this move aims at playing, black plays elsewhere, playing this move, and that'll come up later. But I think it's Gote because it is small at this point. So I think it was a mistake to play that. he jumps out, which I think is bigger, right? So let's, you know, we can just imagine now this stone here is really pressing this down, trying to make a few points in this area, but even that seems small to me. I think, you know, like playing these exchanges is really big. So, or even playing those exchanges and then going for this invasion, maybe it's possible. Maybe that's too deep and you can, you know, but still just play like this kind of move, the shoulder hit, or even just like this more aggressively. So yeah, I think playing down here in this area is a mistake, unless this is going to die. Maybe this Aji is still bad enough, though, really, that I probably should fix it. So we can keep that in mind for the rest of the game, that this is probably worth fixing. Yeah, so he jumps out. Now I fix it. He peeps at it and threatens, plays that exchange. Yeah, I wondered about this, but frankly, I was a little worried about this shape, although it's probably just alive because it has some Sente moves, you know, like if he comes in. Like that. Or though maybe he plays like this and then we play. Looks pretty bad. Right? It looks tough for white. So I don't know, maybe it was the right choice to block this way and give up the Satari. Anyway, well, you know, those reading problems are something we all just sort of have to do on our own. I won't spend too much time trying to just read these things out for you guys. Probably worth both of us looking at, though. So he moves out here, and right now I think this is definitely a mistake for him, and we're going to come back to the top and make these big exchanges. Yeah, so now he's going to try and attack this group, which makes sense. But, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so we can see what happens here, guys. I just build a position at the top. He's, I think, taking smaller points in general. The end game happens here. This is an interesting one. I actually just didn't realize these were Natari for so long. I forgot about them completely. But I think he makes the right choice in not answering a lot of them. Yeah, I think I need to answer there because of, you know, just trying to keep that group connected. This is Sente, so it's a good exchange. That's a Gote exchange, but it's bigger than this. That was definitely worth more than 7 points, or 6 points. Yeah, I think that's bigger. We take those. That's one that I think, so we can imagine this, right? Or what happens in the game, which is this. I don't think you actually need to play that link, so let's put it like this. So a few points difference. I think at this point, just capturing those is bigger. So that was probably a mistake. Instead of that, just play this one exchange and then capture. Yeah, I think that's better. The score estimator likes it the same anyway. But yeah, from here on out, guys, it's just endgame. So I think the most important parts of this game were this Joseki choice. I didn't really like it. And in this area, I think both of us played in this very small area when this top, it was time for the top to be developed. I mean, this, you can just see that this is a huge gain for white. And I think it makes sense too if white wastes the move here, then black can push knight's move. It feels to me like white needs a response and then maybe press this down and make these points. So yeah, I think this area just became too small, but we both played there a lot, and this Joseki choice wasn't really great. I guess I didn't notice a lot about when I was making connections that could have been done better. Also, probably leaving this Aji, I think, was a big mistake for too long in the game. I guess I didn't show you guys the result. It ends up being that we win by, I think, 8.5 points was the result. Yeah, 8.5 points with, so it was very close on the board. But yeah, it was an entertaining game. I think this middle area made the big difference, and this taking advantage of this Aji, right, made a pretty big difference too. Um, well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll try and do a live game again soon. Frankly, I think I've gotten my rank up to about where my skill level actually is. So the games are pretty tough at this point. I'm definitely only winning maybe 50%, maybe a little bit more, but not a lot. And they're pretty close. So if I manage to find some of the longer time limit games, I'll try to do a live review. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry it was all a bit muddled at the beginning. I'll see you next time.